This is a 5-minute or so tutorial to show you how to make bitmaps for the plot plans in Proteus WEAC. And if you look at the screen here, we can see that this is the overview of the whole rig. And going in, we're going to take this guy here as an example, HU05. Double click on that, you open this. So the question is, how does one create that bitmap? It's 1,000 by 1,000 pixel JPEG. So, and it looks like this on paper as well. So we have to have some kind of plot plans given to us. And if you look at this particular section here, it corresponds to this one up here. But it would be kind of too little to have only this. Therefore, you have to make an assessment. Can I join together parts of a bitmap and make more, sort of maybe 20 or 30 areas in one bitmap? So in this case, that's quite advisable. So in essence, what you do is this is a very low-tech solution that I've done. I zoom in on this bitmap. I'd make a screenshot. I have Snagit, but you might have snippet tools of other kinds. You make this kind of section out like that. Control C. Go over into Photoshop. Control N as in new. Enter. Control V. You have this now in Photoshop as one image. Then we have to find the other piece, or the other 4. We're just going to do 2 in this case. So we find the next one we want, which is here, and we take another snippet of that. Of course, you're not going to have these markers on it in a real life situation. I'm just showing you how this is done. So we have Control C, back into Photoshop. Control N, enter, Control V, paste. So we now have 2 images. We want to do the same with the other 2, so we have these 4 images. But then we want to create a final result, and that's where we go to make a new bitmap that is 1,000 by 1,000 pixels, like this. And so we take this first image we had, make it Control A, Control C, back here Control V, and this is a bit too big, so we have to scale this down. And those who know Photoshop knows that Control T as in transform, and allows you to scale this down to a smaller size. So let's say we're happy with this, and then we say enter, accept that scaling. Sorry, we have to go here to move, and we move that to the place we want it. We go to the other section and say Control A, Control C, Control V, and we do the transformation again. Holding Shift down makes it sort of keeps the aspect ratio of this scaling down. It's quite useful. And we position that up here. Then we may want to have some texts. So we can have a black text here, and we can go on this text and write, this is actually HU 0501, like we get this text up there. And then we do the same for this up here, HU 0502, and we do the same for the other 4, so we have the same. I don't need to go into all of those. And what we finally want to do is, I mean, normally you don't have any colors on this, but if you have, you have to go into a black and white mode. So you save this as a grayscale image. And finally, you have to give this a name, save it in a location. So we save as, and we do a JPEG format. And then it's important to save this in the proper location. And if you look at the folder structure here, we have the WEAC folder. Underneath there we have GUI images, it's called. And that's where we have to store this. And we have to give it a very particular name as well. First we have to give it the name of the installation, and then we can give it something more technical, like HU05 underscore 04. It means, sorry, 01. 04. So we're actually indicating that this bitmap covers all of these 4 sections. And we save that, and then we're done, basically. We have to do this then for all. I'm not going to save it because this is a tutorial. We have to do the same thing then for all of these bitmaps. In this case, we have a whole bunch of them. All of these, that's a different bitmap. You go up. So in this case, it's actually 30 or 40 different bitmaps we have to create, each being 1,000 by 1,000 pixels. And the reason we want to do this is to be able to navigate here, but also to be able to take these kind of reports out, the measurement overview report, which uses these bitmaps to show you these kind of overviews. Like here, you see the drawing, you have these index numbers, and you see down below the actual area names and the values and so on. So it's a twofold reason for making these bitmaps: to navigate, to show the status, and also make these reports. All right, thanks for your attention.